Hey everybody, we're back to playing some more Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist. Today's video will be for Téa Gardner, or T. Gardner. Miss T. Gardner. If you checked the last video when I did for Raphael, I had a few choice words for how I feel about Téa. Now, if you can believe it, technically the times that she did duel throughout the Yu-Gi-Oh series, she won every one of them. That is mind-boggling. By technical standpoints, she never took a loss or a tie. Even though only two are probably like more legitimate. Because one beginning of the first episode of the series, she dueled Joey, but Joey was kind of a novice, and she technically knew more than he did by, by just standards for hanging out with Yugi. She kind of knew more information how the game worked more than he did. But then she made a duel with Mai during the Duelist Kingdom arc, just to help get Yugi out of his little funk. But Mai technically threw the match, even though she could have beat Téa, but she just chose to throw the match, which is kind of crazy that Mai did something like that. But her, in most people's eyes who are a fan, technically, if you want to say Téa's legitimate duel will be against Crump in the virtual world when she dueled him. And by that respect, she actually made a legitimate, that was like a legitimate win. And she took it seriously. Not that she never took it seriously before, but it's actually kind of like an actual serious match. Pretty much like a life or death situation, and she stood up and actually took him to task. But man, I could not stand none of her little friendship speeches. That's why I named her deck Friendship. That seems more appropriate for her. So I had to do a deep dive on scrambling what cards she has used and put something together. This might be somewhat of a jumbled mess. I tossed in a few cards that Professor Hawkins' daughter, Rebecca Hawkins. I had to toss in a few Rebecca Hawkins' cards in here that Ted also had used before. So we'll quickly go over a few things here that she used. The Unhappy Maiden, Skull Angle. Unhappy Mating. When this card is sent to the graveyard as a result of battle, the battle phase for that turn ends immediately. Skull Angle, flip effect, draw one card. Marshmallow, after damage calculation, if this card was attacked and was face down at the start of the damage step, the attacking player takes 1000 damage. Cannot be destroyed by battle. Mahavilo, this card gains 500 attack for each equipped card equipped to this card. Magician of Faith, actually this is Téa's favorite card. Fire Princess, each time you gain life points, inflict 500 damage to your opponent. Most of these cards are like life retrieval. Dark Lord Marie. Back in the day, it used to be Marie the Fallen one, but she was, I don't know, it was like at least a few years ago when she eventually got a revamp to be fall into the Dark Lord archetype, but the Dark Lord archetypes, it's not that much in here, so I can't even make a video for those, even though I would like to. She used Dark Magician Girl. This card gains 300 attack for every Dark Magician or Magician of Black Chaos in either player's graveyard. Shining Friendship, the Peacemaker among monsters. Petite Angel, a quick moving and tiny fairy that's very difficult to hit. Happy Lover, enemies become overjoyed when struck by the heart ray emitted from the forehead of this tiny cherub. Gemini Elf, elf twins that alternate their attacks. Fairy's Gift, this flying monster is known for delivering happiness to all. Ancient Elf, this elf is rumored to have lived for thousands of years. He leads an army of spirits against his enemies. Wapaku, you take no battle damage from your opponent's monsters this turn. Your monsters cannot be destroyed by battle this turn. Okay, Michizuri, activate only when a monster is sent to the graveyard, sent to a field to the graveyard. Select and destroy one monster on the field. You can activate this card during the demo step. Okay, Dark Renewal, so I can, when your opponent normal summons or special summons a monster, target one of those monsters and one spell type monster you control, send both monsters to the graveyard, then you can special summon one dark spellcaster type monster from your deck or graveyard. Then of course we have Elf's Light. A light monster equipped with this card increases its attack by 400 points and decreases its defense by 200 points. Mage Power. The equipped monster gains 500 attack and defense for each spell or trap card you control. Magic Formula. Equipped only to a Dark Magician or Dark Magician Girl. It gains 700 attack. When this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, gain 1000 attack points. Offerings of the Doom. Target one face-up monster on the field. Destroy that target. Also, skip your next draw phase. And then we have Silver Bow and Arrow. A fairy type monster equipped with this card increases its attack by 300 points. So, that's just a brief rundown. Also has like a few cards, put together just to make it a little bit easier. Especially if I use Gravity Bind in combination with Fire Princess and maybe something like Solemn Wishes, just to anytime my life points increase, the opponent loses attack. So we're gonna do a few duels here. So we're gonna do one against Yugi. We're gonna do one against Yugi, Mai, and Joey. And maybe one more. Maybe I might lose, but I'll probably use this deck against Bakura along the way. A question for everybody. It might sound like a dumb question, but I would love to hear you guys' opinion. What do you think of Téa Gardner? If you're a fan of the series, what do you think of Téa Gardner as a character and a duelist? Crap. I was kind of hoping he didn't have that. Oh boy. A mage power back. I'm still flabbergasted. Over the years, I did not even notice because Téa's not exactly the centerfold of my mind when it comes to, certain duelists that I like in the series. But it's unbelievable that anytime she duels, she never lost. Even though she only dueled me like at least 3 times in recent memory, now one of them she lost. Oh my god. Oh my god, that boggles the mind. Like, wow. Crap. Well, Tua can play at that game. Time to even the odds. Honestly, I actually did thought about not doing Téa because I didn't think wouldn't get much out of her, but I managed to cobble together some cards for her. Wow. I wasn't expecting to win much with this deck. I mean, I can only do so much when, even if I did enough research, I can probably, you know, couple at least enough of a deck for her. Okay, this is a nice start here. That Burning Land and that freaking horn, the unicorn, really messed me up. I won't be drawing my next phase. That's gonna be annoying. Just in case. You know, for the longest time when I've watched Yu-Gi-Oh, I thought 4,000 life points was like the max. Did not realize it's supposed to be 8,000 life points when dueling. But I understood why, because you don't want they can't have the anime dragging out longer than it should be. So I think they made the right decision with making it 4,000 life points. I mean, it's the right thing to do. But I do dig the 8,000 life points. In all reality, 8,000 life points seems a lot more fun, and you can get more use out of your cards that way. It's not, and some people might have decks built in a way that ends the duel faster than you expect it to do so. So you can't have that. Okay, now let's try against Joey. Of course, if you think about it, if Téa tries to take on Joey at his prime, there's no way in hell she beats him. He has now gained more experience than she has when it comes to dueling, and beefed up this deck in a way where it's like phenomenal. It's not a chance in hell she could beat him. And it's like, according to Maximilian Pegasus during Yu-Gi-Oh GX, when he was pretty much doing like guest appearances in a way, you know, and he mentions, I think it was Astro Phoenix he was talking to, he mentions that the top 3 best duelist in the world in his eyes would be Yugimoto, obviously, Seto Kaiba, and then Joey Wheeler will be number 3 on that list in his eyes. And it kind of makes sense, because it'll be those 3, the top duelists around the world since Battle City, have been pretty much at that point well-known duelists. Like, they have their fair share of losses, but it's so minimum. Whereas, like, even Joy, it's a possibility that you might beat him, but it's a very, very difficult, even by those stands, because he is definitely, by the end of the Duel Monsters series, before GX rolled around, he is just like a phenomenal duelist, and not somebody to overestimate or underestimate. And so with Téa, she haven't done that many stuff. She doesn't have that much care when it comes to dueling. She doesn't have that drive like Yugi and Joey does. But she at least did enough of it to know how the game works. But she, in the story, or at least maybe in the manga, well, yeah, technically anime too, because it was in the last Yu-Gi-Oh movie. I forgot what it's called, Dark Side of Dimensions. She, after, like, when they was mentioning to each other what their dreams are, she wants to be a dancer in America. So, I mean that's cool. Yugi and Joy, I think Joy went to be like a professional duelist. I think Yugi went to actually create games for a living, which is obviously because of Takahashi, who created the Yu-Gi-Oh series in the first place, loved games so much. He, he loves all kinds of games, but it's the card game that he became more famous for. Better save these. Don't know what kind of face down cards he has. Okay. Friendship, friendship, friendship. Oh my god, it was so corny when she drew a happy face on everybody's hand at the first episode when Yugi was about to take on Kaiba for the first time. Oh my god, it was so corny. I was like, oh, what is this crap? That almost turned me off. I was like, oh my god. But then again, it's like a staple when it comes to anime, when it comes to, like, it's all about friendship, believing in your friends and blah blah blah. I was like, oh my god, gag me already. I need a monster face down just to protect myself, because Yami Bakura is no joke. This dude is probably one of my favorite, probably one of my favorite anime villains of all time. He was like, of course, Yami Merrick was a psychopath, but you talking about like mainstay villains that became like a serious threat over the years, man, Yami Bakura ranks very high for me. Then you got like of course Dio from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. This dude was like a serious threat and like a monster. I mean, do you like leave a comment below if you also have like a favorite anime villain that like seriously like a just like a wicked, scary, just like a straight up bad guy. And I'm not talking about like one-off villains that only last a season. I mean like a overall story of the series that always was there, even if it's lingering in the background or what have you. I'm talking about like a serious threat, just in case he has that doggone not ancient jar, but that morphin jar. If he has that morphin jar, I need to get all my good cards on the field so I won't lose them. I might need them later. Because playing Yu-Gi-Oh is about setup. It's reacting to how your opponent might react. And that's usually the basis of most of the cards. Because a lot of card games is based around strategy. That's just the name of the game. But with Yu-Gi-Oh, like a lot of the cards that was created has a specific criteria that needs to be met in order to do certain things. Because just based off of, I mean, having like let's say Blue Eyes Red Dragon on the field, it doesn't have a special effect, but it's a serious threat on the field just by itself. Just like with maybe Dark Magician and Red Eyes Black Dragon. They're not like god cards, but you can tell that certain cards you will need for support in order to get that monster off that field. But certain things have to be met, like for example, Hellrunner of Heaven. When a monster will be summoned, tribute one monster to negate the summon, and if you do, destroy that monster. It's a criteria that needs to be met. Not all cards have these kind of things. Even like Pokemon card game, it doesn't operate on that kind of same level. That card game is based more so on resources rather than counteracting certain things that your opponent is doing. Okay, I can't attack the next following turn, so I'm gonna be stuck. Yes, thank you. It's about to be worried for a second. Oh boy. Forgot about the man-eater bug. I'm so worried about the morphing jar. I forgot about man-eater bug. Don't know why I didn't summon this last time. Forgot that magician was a light monster. There's that morphing jar. Oh no, I thought that was, oh god, I didn't mean to do that. I'm thinking about graceful, not graceful cherry, shoot. Didn't mean to do that. Just in case. Yep. Let's see how I do against Kaiba. This should be the last match of the for the video. Next video, I'm gonna start doing like another archetype. I haven't done that in a good long while. I think I'm gonna do like the monarchs, monarch archetypes, which I haven't really used before. Maybe I used maybe a couple of monarchs in a deck before on like a handheld game, but like never in a serious use. Like a whole entire like deck built around it. I think I can actually build like a solid theme for the monarchs for this one. And then maybe I'll do like the Archfiend archetype right after that. Get Wall of Illusion out of there. Wait a minute, do I have to summon in attack mode? Crap, forgot. Forgot that easily. Yep, attack mode only. Just in case he summons that blue eyes. Yep. Knew that was coming. Close but no cigar. Okay, and that was Téa's deck, sort of. I'm surprised I got enough wins as I did. Very weird. It was just the type of opponents that I chose, but honestly, Téa is not built for dueling, and she only dueled a few times, and yeah, it was you know, I can't knock her because technically she won by the rules and the way things played out. Technically, it was legitimate duels, and technically she won. I can't fault her, and it's just weird because like the character just sucks. And the friendship speeches, nobody likes those. It drives people crazy, especially the fans more so. It's like, okay, fine, but yeah. But anyway, we'll probably be playing her again once I start doing like I'll eventually get around to doing like a video centered for the female protagonist duelist. That's gonna be a very long video. One from the villains, the female protagonist, and the lead male protagonist, and the rivals. So I will get around to doing that soon. I thought I was gonna do that, a long ago, but then I started like coming up with more ideas and figured let's hold off on that. Let's see if I can try to cobble together a solid deck for at least some of these people and give them a chance. So yeah, next video I will be building a Archfiend, no, Marnock. The Marnocks will be the next ones for the Marnock archetype. So I'll check out how that plays on its own, rather than using maybe one or two in a deck that you might have built for yourself. You can see how the actual deck archetype on its own terms will function. So stay tuned for that. I will be with you all soon. I think I'm really feeling up to playing some Overwatch today. At least to get in maybe like 40 minutes or so with that game. So then some Red Dead Redemption, and maybe by the end of the stream I will hop on some Pokken for a little bit. So I will see y'all in a little bit. Take care, guys.